Let's see if we can get the Husaberg started, because assuming the engine is good and I have spark, it should start up. Husaberg FE. Husaberg. Pretty cool how Husaberg uses one big radiator. And also pretty cool how they use the frame as the airbox. Oh man. Plug looks pretty good. This way when I spin the engine over, it has some lubrication. Left side Kickstarter. Let's see how it goes. I've never done this before. Wow, this is so weird. Oh man, what the heck?
Why are you gay?
Oh yeah. That is so awesome, guys. I'm stoked now. That was a clean, nice, strong spark. Let's see if I give it some fuel, if it's gonna start up, guys. And then there's something going on with the decompression thing. There's another cable that goes here, which is this one. And it's kind of wedged in the battery in there. I don't know what the heck is going on. Actually, I didn't even have the key on. Just gonna give it some raw juice right now. Huh? I did a ton of research last night to the point where I couldn't, my eyes were hurting. I was like, what I found is that this bike has 3 decompression abilities or things. Is the decompression lever here, which is this guy, right? You see it moving. The second one is that cable that goes back here is when you use a Kickstarter, which that cable that I just showed you attaches here and it pulls on this. Even when you just use a Kickstarter, that cable pulls back on the decompression. So that's 2 of them. The third one is inside the engine. This lobe here, it has a high spot. So when this high spot hits the valve, keeps it open a little bit and releases some of the compression. Once the engine starts, this comes up due to centrifugal force. And it smooths out this cam lobe. So that's the third decompression mechanism. I like to use either a key or a coin. It has this nice shape just like this does. The actual top dead center line is this one. I can see somebody already drew a line. I don't know why from the factory they have not marked it exactly where it should be. So this line needs to line up with this hole, the center of the hole. Oh crap. Okay, we're definitely at the intake stroke. And this is compression now. Put it back to our mark. Okay. And it appears like the intake ones may be on the tight side. I ran into an issue here. The engine is locking up in this position, like it won't go past. And I hear the noise up here. Alright broskis, I figured it out. I don't know exactly what happened by adjusting the valves, however, and wiggling things. This freaking pin, it was slid out, and in return, it was hidden over here somewhere probably. Now what I want to do is take this apart and see what's going on, because if the engine is running, and this pin comes out and hits over there the bolts or this thing, that's it, it's done. I notice it's missing the decompression, the automatic decompression. It doesn't have it. I see already, guys, what's going on here. This hole, one of the bolts go in there and it holds the shaft for the rocker arm. You can see right through. This one is not installed correct, this rubber thing, I guess, whatever. So that's why that pin was able to slide out. I guess that's what happened with that one. It went kaboom. Where that bolt should be, it's even broken off here. I will swap over the camshafts. This one has an all aluminum. This one has steel with holes in it. This is the 500 cam and the 400. It's just a little bit smaller. Really important you put this locking tab the way it is. This way, when the engine spins this way, if it hits something, it can only get tighter. Whereas if you put it on the other way, if it catches on something, it'll pop off, and that's going to be disastrous. I had a hard time to put the chain back on because the chain slid down. Basically, something like this happened and it was getting caught. So I had to move the crank back and forth to free that up. What the heck? I went to sit down and I fell. What the hell? I lost the spring now. It's hard, man. Fixing a bike and recording at the same time. I lost a spring. Damn it. And I hope that spring didn't fly in the engine. I looked everywhere. Okay, I looked everywhere. Look where it went. Look where it's hiding. Ticano de malacas. I had to put the strap on because of this broken bolt. It's now holding down the cover, and when you crank it over, it pushes it upwards. There's no spark now. And from what I researched online, this is a common thing. The early ones, they have shitty stators. Let me get a little drunk to ease the pain here. Yeah, I didn't expect it to be that much of work, this bike, but...
Get some bullshit.
One is brown, the other one is silver. What the heck? Alright, check this out. I welded this nut on the broken bolt there, and I had paper here. It kind of caught on fire because of the weld, but the nut, it welded a little bit on the stud, and look, it's coming out now. As you just witnessed, the bike finally fired up. I'm really excited. I was kind of anxious. The plan was I put a shifter and I put a chain on it, and I was planning to pop start the bike since the starter is weak, you know, it's small. But I was like, let me give it a shot, and it finally worked. I will make another video. I want to take out this cover, maybe replace the timing chain. The tensioner I'm going to replace. I'm going to get the upgradable auto decompression, and I will get the bigger starter for it. I got a nice lithium battery. Well, that's going to be a separate video. Now that I know the bike is good, it's capable of running, we're good to go with further repairs on it and upgrades. So I will order some parts and put this one on hold for a little bit now. I gotta change the tires on the Busa, and I want to see if it needs a service, like an oil change and stuff like that. I forget where it's at. And then I gotta do the GSXR, same thing, tires, a service on it. Also found wheels on eBay, the original color wheels, so I will be doing that as well. Definitely a lot of work to do here, so you will see me in the next one.